Yes.
Oh, it's actually...
Dennis Quaid.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, sir.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Sam.
Good to see you. How's everything going?
It's a rainy day out there, is it not?
It is. It's terrible.
You got caught in traffic?
But not in my heart.
Good. Good.
It's been bad around here, too, because Trump's, he's on 59th, I think, so this whole Midtown area has been kind of
Yes.
awful.
They were showing in the paper that literally, when he's in town now, they have to shut down the entire block for security.
Yeah, it's gridlocked.
It's ridiculous.
It's bad.
Well,
So welcome to New York.
thank you very much.
Are you, you're LA based, I would assume?
Yes, I lived here in the pre-AIDS 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it a
And
little bit-
81 to 85.
Was AIDS what chased you out of here? As soon as AIDS popped up,
And you were
like,
surprised
that
it
was
popped up in L.A.,
that
too?
was
You're like, oh,
everywhere.
shit.
But it was a lot of fun before then.
I would imagine. How much has the industry changed? Because you've seen a couple of different eras now. Is it still a good time? Like when you look at the young people coming in now, are you like, you guys don't know what fun is?
Well, what is going on in television right now is very exciting.
Because there's good stuff being made.
Yes.
Yes.
It's where independent films have gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of what was going on in movies back in the 70s, where you felt like the inmates had taken over the asylum.
Huh.
And you didn't know what was going to happen.
Well,
Right.
didn't a lot of guys, like, it was always frowned on for, like, really major film actors to go to TV. And now De Niro just signed on. I mean, they say he's getting, like, 850,000 episodes to do this Amazon series. And there's a bunch of, like, legit guys, like yourself, you're doing something, like, that probably 10 years ago never would have done a TV series.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the subject matter, and it started with the writers, and of course, and the directors were coming in, and the actors, of course, followed. And the studios, they're making what they used to make 40 films each a year. Now they're maybe making 8 to 12, and
Yeah.
they have to be $200 million out of a comic book.
Yeah.
And so this is the place to be.
Yeah. You enjoy, and you've done the big movie. You did the G.I. Joe movie, right?
Yes.
So you've been in that world.
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't mind being in that world. It's fun.
Right.
In the right piece, but it's just the subject matter and everything that's around, and it's great. It's a great.
Let's
time.
talk about Bill for a second. I want to ask you about Bill. How was Mickey Rooney on the set?
Mickey. It's,
I've heard mixed reviews about him, which is why I'm asking.
he was fantastic. I mean, he was a legend for God's sakes, and we were like together like every day. He was a very old school movie star. And that's the way he lived his life.
Where do you want it to hang out, like off the set or just on the set?
No, he went home. In fact, he was actually doing a musical at the time at night. He was
Wow.
shooting during the day and doing a musical at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I've heard that he's a yeller and stuff like that, and then you
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, but that's just his normal voice.
oh,
Yeah. You just
Is he like
accept
from
that's
Yonkers or something? That's what you learn to do.
That's just the volume he speaks at, and then we go from there. You know what movie we were talking about before you came in? And I wasn't even, I for some reason, this movie, I watched it probably twice in a row all the way through. Because, I don't know, it hit me for some reason like a month ago. I'd never heard of it. And then I watched it, and it was Everybody's All-American.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that movie?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I mean, it was just, there was something about that movie that they don't make movies like that anymore, where it was kind of, I was telling Jim, there was no like super happy ending. There wasn't this tragic, sad ending. It was just a movie about how life kicks the shit out of you sometimes, and you just press on.
Right.
And they don't do that anymore. Like, you don't really see that anymore.
One of those kind of ambiguous endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's always looking for the ending, but I think that was a novel before it was a film, and I think it's a really good story of athletes about what happens after.
Because you're this big star, right? Like college football, go to the NFL, this big thing, and then before you're 40, and this goes for any athlete, you're done. And then there's the whole other half of your life that you got to figure out.
Yeah, what do? You've been in a locker room since you were maybe 9 years old.
Yeah.
yeah. I got hit with a pitch when I was 11, and that ended my baseball career. I wanted to be a big star.
Maybe a lucky thing for you. You
Probably
never
was.
know.
Yes, hit me in the face.
Did you question when you were doing that movie how the directors, producers, whoever they were going to make you and Jessica Lange into like high school, college students, and then travel through the ages. You know what I mean?
Of course. I was playing high school students up until I was about 28. So
Yeah, she was 39, right at the time. We just looked her up on IMDb.
Was she?
Playing a high school student.
Yeah.
she was great. She was really fantastic. You know,
And
they
I
gel the camera a little bit, make it smoky in there.
Is that how they do it?
It's
With CGI in a few years, though, that'll be like they won't have to age with makeup, and they'll be able to do that like perfectly.
Well, they had to do CGI because now everything's HD, so you can't really gel the camera over anymore, right? Right?
Right. You want that grain in there.
Yeah, it's helpful.
How was it playing Bill Clinton?
That was quite a time.
Oh, that's a good.
It was good.
You guys both, because I don't know, like, have you heard, I don't know if you know Jim Norton from outside the show, but he does Bill Clinton
come
as
on,
well.
I don't know.
And he doesn't like to be put on the spot, but it's like,
Oh, really? You want to do Diddling Bills?
You don't sound like me.
Oh, well, that's the grumpy Bill, I guess.
yeah, that's a little aggressive. That's, that's a shouting Bill.
You don't do me well.
Can I get some help over here?
He seemed like
Clean up on aisle 5.
he seemed like sometimes he'd be more even keeled, or no?
No, he probably is. Where's the cigars?
Jim's bill also usually goes back to one common incident. Kind of focuses. That's one part of Bill's career and life.
Yeah. So do you feel when you do somebody that famous, it's hard. It's like guys who play Nixon. It's like one of those things that everyone knows what they sound like. So you do Clinton, like, and do you want to do him just? How did you want to portray him?
It was conversational, you know. It was a piece called A Special Relationship we did for HBO, and it was about his relationship with Tony Blair, and so you don't want to do like an impersonation.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tony Blair was Martin Sheen.
Yes. So I mean, you know, I didn't do any kind of like makeup that was going to radically change my face, other than hair color.
So you didn't. You just kind of played the guy. Maybe do the voice a little bit, but it's hard to do unless you're an impressionist. It's hard to do a perfect.
Yeah, that is like an impression. I don't know. I don't know where that line is. You just kind of get up there and you just do the scene, basically.
You don't shout the line?
You learn it and you forget it.
You don't just
you don't think about it.
Shout the line and try to mention pop culture references.
I do a good job with that.
That is an approach.
It
I have
is,
to
right?
say, yes.
I do a great Bill. People have been telling me I do it all the time. They go crazy for it.
They did. I got a call the other day. Like, did you have Bill Clinton in studio with you? And I was, no, it's Jim.
I don't have to do pop culture stuff. You're eating a bagel.
Oh wow,
That's pretty good, right?
It's Bill Clinton doing breakfast commentary.
Absolutely. Bill just yells.
It's very.
He's hard of hearing.
That's very, very good.
You you were open to. I like the fact you were open about the fact that you had a cocaine addiction, and you talked about all that stuff, and didn't hide it, which was kind of nice.
I came out of the '70s and the '80s. It was kind of in the budget of most films back then, to tell you the truth. I had a white light experience when I was 36. I saw myself maybe, dead or losing everything by the time I was in 5 years. And so I did my 28 days and that was it.
Yeah, do you say, because back then you could do stuff. You could just bring Coke or whatever on the set, and there was no social media. There was no one to snitch and go tell TMZ. There was just like a different way to do it where everybody wouldn't find out immediately.
Yeah, it's because everybody was doing it.
It was what you did, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, it wasn't newsworthy because it was like, yeah, you can't. You're just wearing shoes too. Like, it wasn't anything.
But it's you go through different things in life, and it was one of them.
And your show, by the way, we got to be promoting. It's called The Art of More. It's season 2 is going to be released on Crackle tomorrow.
Yes.
So the entire season comes out at the same time.
Yes, all 10 episodes come out tomorrow, and it's free. That's the great thing about Crackle is it's that free, and you don't need a subscription and all this big, huge sign-up thing. You can Google Crackle on any device, and you can go right to it and start watching it on any device.
Do you like that they're all coming out at the same time? Amazon, Netflix kind of started that where here's the whole season, and I think it gets them a lot more interested in the show.
Yeah, it's a binge watching, what we call it, I guess, right? And it just being able to watch something over a long period of time, I love doing that because once I get committed and into a show, I really don't like waiting waiting around. I want to
No.
see it right then.
Isn't it weird too? Usually you saw something once on TV years ago, and you just didn't see it again until they
It's gone.
showed it again. It could be 10 years before you saw it the
Like the
second time.
rerun 6 months later, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it killed the rerun industry. Like, you can't do really reruns anymore because it's either on demand or whatever. Everybody's got access to it. There is no value to playing the episode again.
Yeah.
When you get what you were talking about, making content and stuff, when this comes your way, at first, the show, The Art of More, do you just look at the script and go, I like the script, I'm going to do it? Or do you go, what's Crackle? I don't understand. I don't know if I should be involved in an internet thing before you know. Like, is that part of the decision making?
Well, there's certain questions to be answered, but really the main thing is they sent me the script. I read the script. I get involved in it.
Yeah.
And I really like the character. That's the first thing. Is it a good story? Plus, they also, besides the first script, they also had the entire season mapped out about what the story was going to be of the characters and so there was an arc there, which I really liked. And I just had a foray into television on CBS with Vegas, and it just turned out to be a procedural, despite all the talk of what it was going to be.
Right.
It was a procedural, and which I wasn't really interested in, and so. Then also, like Crackle being a part of this really kind of new platform. I mean, certainly Netflix and Amazon and those venues are around, but Crackle being free and the way being able to so easily access it was very appealing to me to sort of build a network along with building a show.
Yeah. And it's the same place that Seinfeld does his show on, so it's not like
Right.
it's this, they don't have anything. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Right. But we were their first 1 hour drama, and so that was.
It's a big deal.
I feel like this. Yeah.
You have a pilot's license too. I'm pretty fascinated by guys who decide to do that. It's very scary.
What, to fly?
Yeah.
Yeah, fly. Well, I was really afraid to fly when I first started, but I got the right stuff. It was what got me. I was going to play an astronaut, one of the first, and they all flew. So I figured
You should learn how to do it.
Yeah, I should learn how to do it.
Well, you like a real method actor?
Well, I just like the research of it. Going on all those doors that say authorized personnel only, and sort of like getting to live all these kind of lives, or getting a real taste of it, and it's been very exciting for me.
So you can fly a Cessna, and you own a plane.
I can fly citation jets all the way up to that.
What's citation jet mean?
It's a jet. It's got 2 inboard engines on it. Seats about 8.
Can you fly in the fog?
Yeah. Okay. Instrument rated.
No, you got me instrument rated.
Yes, I am instrument rated. Yes.
They said that was JFK Jr.'s problem because he wasn't instrument rated.
I get it. I actually flew the night before up there in Long Island. And
Wow.
They were calling it VFR, which is Visual Flight Rules, but you could look down and you could see the fog on the ground and see the lights coming up from it. But if you got out over the sound, it was an inkwell. You're black. It's just black out there, and it messes with your inner ear.
So do you start like when you're flying like that? If something's happening to the plane, can you not always tell that you're headed down?
No, you can't. In fact, you have a little airplane right in front of you that tells you if you're tilting left or right or going up and down. And a lot of times, if you're not instrument rated and have a lot of experience at it, your brain is telling you that you're straight and level, and you believe it, even though the instrument says different.
So you have
the
to
instrument is right.
Yeah, you have to focus on the instrument.
Yeah.
And realize your mind is telling you something kind of. Did you ever have any near misses when you were flying, or any?
Yeah, flying turns out to be hours and hours of complacency interrupted by little moments of extreme terror.
It's like STD result waiting. So you, what were some of the moments you've had at flying? Because that's always what scares me. Is I don't trust myself enough to handle stuff.
Well, you just have to. Well, there's nobody around to handle it for you. Actually, the very first time you solo, it was like 12 hours going around the field landing, and my flight instructor, who was 73 years old at the time, he was 5 years younger than aviation itself. I figured, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. And he pops the door and goes, "Nice knowing you." And you take off. And you get around to midfield, and you're very busy and stuff, climbing. And then you're on the radio, and you do the radio, you're at midfield, and you look around, airplane and there's nobody there, and it's
on you.
It's like those dreams you have of flying.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So if there's a problem, you know that you have to handle it. You have to fix it. That's what scares me.
Well,
I always want an adult to do things. I'm afraid I won't do it.
I won't do it right. I don't know how.
Yeah, I won't do a good job. My buddy Bill, our buddy, he's a helicopter pilot. He just
Yeah.
said the same thing you do. Like when you're going out the first time solo, you realize like, it all kind of, he said the concentration is amazing. Like you're not thinking of your phone. You're not thinking of anything else.
that's what's wonderful about it. You don't think about anything else up there. It takes your mind off of everything else but what you're doing.
We got to wrap the show up.
Yeah, we're done.
But-
11 o'clock is the end of our show. Oh, it's 11:02.
Yes, The Art of More Season 2 is going to be released on Crackle tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Do you have any relationship with your brother, Randy, or have you?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's great.
Is he all right? Is he
We
doing
spent
okay?
We spent 12 years in the same bedroom together.
Well, it's kind of like me and Sam.
I'm talking about 20 years ago. No, as kids. And I love my brother. He's one of my 5 favorite actors in the world.
Yeah.
And I want to see him come back.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Do you think people misunderstand the type of person he is? Like sometimes people do a little off the wall things, and people are like, "That's who that guy is." They're like, "No, it's not. That's not who the person is."
Yeah. He's a great actor, and I think he still has another career in him. I do.
I bet he could.
Yeah.
I bet he's well liked enough that he could
Absolutely.
absolutely make a
People love
comeback.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Roman Polanski is still directing. He can come back and act.
That's exactly right. Dennis Quaid, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
It's great talking to you.